What's up, everybody, and welcome to the November edition of Picking Up the Crap, my look at the NPD US market hardware and software sales for the video game industry. Here are your hardware numbers for the month of November, covering Black Friday and ending on December 3rd. Microsoft and Nintendo provided hardware numbers. Sony did not, so Sony information would be guesstimations. The number one selling console for the month of November was the Xbox 360, selling 1.26 million systems. That was down 25.9% off of last year. According to some reports, we believe the PS3 came in second, selling somewhere as high as 750,000 systems, but still, this has not been confirmed. The number 3 system and number 1 handheld was the Nintendo 3DS, selling 540,000 systems, down 32.1% of last year. Number 4, the Nintendo Wii U, having only 18 days to chart, selling 425,000 systems in this launch month. Number 5 goes to the Nintendo Wii, selling 420,000 systems, down 51.1% of last year's pace. Number 6, the Nintendo DS, selling 370,000 systems, up 5.7%. The last system that is charted by the NPD is the PlayStation Vita. These numbers are not accurate due to Sony not releasing any information, but according to analysts, they said that during November, the Vita had probably its second or third highest month since it's launched. So that could be anywhere from 210,000 to 225,000 systems sold in November. Now here are your software numbers for the month of November. This will cover the 10 best-selling games across multiple platforms during that month. Your number 1 game for the month of November, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, across 4 platforms, selling 7.5 million copies. Number 2, a Xbox 360 exclusive, Halo 4, selling 3.2 million copies. Number 3, Assassin's Creed 3, across 5 platforms, selling 2.9 million copies. The following games we do not have accurate numbers for, but we do know they sold less than 2.9 million copies, but more than 500,000 copies. Number 4, Just Dance 4, across 5 platforms. Number 5, Madden NFL 13, across 5 platforms. Number 6, Skylanders Giants, across 5 platforms. Number 7, Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012, across 4 platforms, sold 509,000 copies. Number 8, NBA 2K13, across 6 platforms. Number 9, WE13, across 3 platforms. And number 10, FIFA Soccer 13, across 7 platforms. Okay, everybody, welcome to the going public part of Picking Up the Crap. It's where either I discuss certain major topics going on in the gaming industry, or in some cases take a closer look and analyze some of the finer details of the past NPD numbers. I decided, with this being November, the gold time of the video game industry, the time of the year where we sell most of our games, I want to look closely at some of the important facts when it comes to sales of hardware and software. First, I want to look at the Xbox 360, which was the best-selling home console during November, yet it was down almost 26% from last year. Now remember this, the 360 was on sale during Black Friday, in some cases for $199. It came with a Kinect and 3 games. You're not going to get a better deal than that. So don't expect huge major numbers during December. Next, I would like to look at the launch of the Wii U in North America. The Wii U sold 425,000 systems during the month of November, including Black Friday. This is lower than the launch of the Wii during 2006 by at least 50,000 systems. But remember this, the Wii was in some cases $50 to $100 cheaper than the Wii U. The Wii U launch was a lot better than the PS3, which sold at $600 at launch, and better than the 360, which sold about the same price. So the launch of the Wii U can be considered a moderate success. What we do know about the Wii U launch is the preferred console between the basic and premium or deluxe version, or black or white. The black version sold 75% of the system sold, with the white being the other 25%. So as we can see, the loyal Nintendo fan who was upgraded from Wii to Wii U basically bought the black version. If there has been an issue with the launch of the Wii U, it comes to the sale of software. We do know that the best-selling game on Wii U was New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, selling 243,000 copies. So about half of the people who bought Wii U's at launch bought a copy of the New Super Mario Bros. Game. According to inside sources at the NPD, we do know that the top selling games for the Wii U in order of them being bought was Mario, Zombie U, Scribblenauts, Call of Duty, and Just Dance 4. We also know that the drop from New Super Mario Bros. U to Zombie U is significant. So these games can sold anywhere from 100,000 to even lower than that. And according to the supposedly track rate of Wii U games to consoles, they're pitching something about maybe 1.2, meaning that for every Wii U bought, they bought maybe one other game besides Nintendo Land that came in as a free pack-in on the Black Deluxe version. So clearly, people who bought Wii U's bought most of their third-party games on the other consoles, since at this time most of the games were already released. For instance, Batman, Sonic, Assassin's Creed, and Call of Duty, where we can see that the Wii U sold mostly due to its Nintendo games and the exclusive games for the console, Zombie U, Scribblenauts. On the handheld side of things, we can clearly see without a shadow of a doubt that the ISO, the tablet market, is having a real negative effect on the traditional handheld. 3DS and Vita sales are not picking up, and in some cases are lower than what they should be. Also, you add in the sale of the software for those consoles. People are not willing to buy games for $30 and $40, especially when you get the same game or a better game on a home console. Where the Vita really had no chance in this area is really having an effect on the Nintendo consoles, the handhelds, due to the fact that Nintendo makes a lot of money from the software they sell. Most of the major titles that were released this year and late last year are not having the same evergreen effect that their DS counterparts had in the previous generation. Games like New Super Mario Bros. 2 Gold, Mario Kart 7, the Pokemon Black and White 2 edition, and even the new release of Paper Mario are just not having the same push that they had if they were on the DS years ago. So why I consider these sales numbers being good enough in the current landscape of the gaming industry, especially on the portable game market? If you're in Nintendo trying to hope to duplicate or surpass what you did last generation, you are seeing signs now that there's no way in hell this is even going to come close to happening. The worst analyst in the world, Michael Pachter, is proclaiming that the decline in November's NPD numbers when it comes to hardware and software is due to Nintendo and the underperforming of their hardware and software. I believe that blame can be placed everywhere in the industry, and usually with them being quiet, they're hiding from their share of the blame. And I'm speaking of the Sony empire when it comes to both their hardware and software. The sales numbers of the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita are all due to Sony not willing to provide a price cut to their aging or new hardware. Even though we don't have accurate numbers, it is believed that the PlayStation 3 sold worse than it did last year. This also coincides with the first holiday season for the new PlayStation Vita handheld device, which has definitely been underperforming since it launched in the US market. Both systems are due a justified price cut, something that Sony is unwilling to do at this time. When it comes to the Vita, we do know it sold somewhere between 210 and 225,000 systems in the month of November. Part of this is due to some of the amazing deals that retailers were having during Black Friday and the week following. especially on Amazon, which was selling Call of Duty Black Ops and Assassin's Creed Liberation bundles for the PlayStation Vita. This deal offered a console, a game, and a memory card for $199. A pretty much steal. With the information that was provided, we do know that at least 80% of the Vita sold last month were those bundles or bundles similar, with only 20% of the remaining sales came from people who bought regular price 3G and regular Wi-Fi Vitas. Finally, on the other part of the industry that is having a major effect overall is the sale of software, which was down across every platform, with only a few games seeing improvement. Despite selling over 7 million copies, Black Ops 2 is still almost 2 million down from Modern Warfare 3 last year. Then you have Halo 4, which sold under the sales of Reach and Halo 3, but those games had even fewer days to sell those numbers. We're seeing sales drops in sequels like Just Dance 4 and the mega hit last year Skylanders franchise with Skylanders Giant. Then there are the numbers for the major sequels of this holiday season. Games like Hitman, Sonic All-Star Racing 2, and Epic Mickey 2 all failed at retail, with the only games seeing any kind of improvement being Assassin's Creed 3 and the new Need for Speed game. Still, despite games selling bad across all consoles and every platform, no software provider had more bombs at retail than Sony. According to a reliable source who works with the Gamma Sutra site who receives NPD information, they are saying that Sony's exclusive PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale sold 80,000 copies in 15 days, with the PlayStation Vita version selling only 8,000 copies. Even though the NPD do not include digital sales, think about that. PlayStation All-Stars on two platforms, Vita and the PS3, have sold 88,000 copies, where when Brawl came out for the Wii, in one day they sold 875,000 copies of the game. Other games like Little Big Planet Karting and the PlayStation Move exclusive Wonderbook, they also bombed majorly at retail. As I finish this segment up, I want to give you my thoughts on everything I just covered. First, when it comes to the sale of hardware, people right now want new hardware. They want new consoles and they want them now. If you're not going to provide a new console, at least next year, you need to cut the price of your current home console and cut it majorly. I'm talking about $149 systems or lower, especially if you're Sony. The PS3 needs to be way cheaper and the Vita need a price cut right now. Next, when it comes to software and we're looking at how they're bombing left and right, it goes with hardware. People want to play new exciting games on new consoles. They're tired of playing these great new games on the old consoles because they feel like they're not playing anything significantly better. I can see other games like the game released next year, Grand Theft Auto 5, also dipping in overall sales due to being on these old stagnant consoles. When it comes to Wii U, it's had a great launch, but the software side needs to pick up, and it needs to pick up on the exclusive side. I'm not counting the sales of the port games because most of them were lazy ports, but at the same time, I can see Western developers using that as an excuse not to provide the Wii U with any significant support. Still, if the exclusive games made on the Wii U sell well because they're totally divine to use the Wii U gamepad, I can see people making games for the Wii U. But when it comes to lazy ports, don't expect those to do well on the Wii U, and don't expect too many of them in the near future. Last and definitely least, I've been saying this whole generation. When it comes to the gaming industry, a part of the decline, a part of the money not being made is due to Sony. Their hardware is not selling at any kind of rate that's helping the industry, and their software, despite all the games they do provide for the industry, none of them are major hits. There have been more bombs than AAA breakthrough titles. With the losses Sony is taking on the hardware side and not being able to make up the money on the software side, I really have to wonder how they're going to be able to fund a PlayStation 4 and all the new games that are going to come with it. This is your boy, the one and only Jodecideion, and you've been watching Pick Up the Crap. I'll see you next time. Take care.